Welcome to this new video. In this video, we will create a small project in SSIS and we will see what are the paints and project related tools that are there in the Visual Studio for SSIS. So basically there are 4 paints in integration service project which is there in the Visual Studio. You can see 1, 2, 3 and 4. If these paints are not there in your Visual Studio, you can go to the toolbox or you can go to the view, select view, or you can go to the tools and you can select it from the tools. So in the earlier version, it was a view. You can go to the view and you select whatever pane was not shown and the pane will be displayed as per your selection. So we have 4 panes, and the first one we can tell it as a solution explorer. And the properties that is on the extreme right side, and in the solution explorer, of course, we can see the package, we can see the project, and we can see all the files which are related to the project. And there is a difference between package and project. We can discuss it in the next video where we will be showing you the folder structure of SSIS. So the next one is the properties. Whichever tools you are going to use, all the properties of the tools will be displayed here. Otherwise, the page properties will be displayed in the properties window. The extreme left, we will be seeing the toolbox. If toolbox is not available, you can go to the tools and you can select it. That will be visible. And in the toolbox, of course, you will be having all the tools which are necessary for the control flow, for the data flow, for the transformation, source, and the destination. So all these terms, we'll be seeing it one by one in the remaining videos. In the middle, this is the part we will be doing all the flows, all the tasks, all the transformations, everything we will be doing it here and we'll be executing here itself. Of course, the saved project will be having the extension as DTSX, that is an XML file. So we will be dealing with a sample project, a small project, which we will make, which the viewer will be able to know what is happening in this SSIS. So we will take a control flow, and inside the control flow there will be data flow task, and in the data flow task there will be source, destination, and the transformation. So usually in the data warehousing project or the transformation projects, you will be dealing mainly with data flow task, and in the data flow task lots of source and lots of destination will be there. So this flat file is one of the source, and even the flat file can be used as a destination also. But usually in the project we will be using SQL Server, we will be using Excel and other source and destination. So here as a simple project, we will be dealing with source and the destination as a txt file. That means a flat file, and we'll be dealing with a derived column. In the derived column, what we will do is we have the first name and the last name in the source file, and we will combine these two and we will put it as a full name as the third column in the output file. That has been done through the derived column. This is a very simple project. We will try and see. So this is the Visual Studio ID for the data tools, and we can create the new project. Just go to the file, new, and project. You'll be getting in the project, and here you need to select the integration service project. If it is not there, you can search and find it, and you can go to the next, and you need to give the name. You can give any name. You can give the folder also, and give the solution name also here. And if you need to place it in the same directory, you can select it here itself. Right now I'm not changing anything since it is a sample project. We are just going it like that. I'm going to create it. So the IDE opened and you have got the help for this. You can create a first solution with a link that is being given. But we are not going to use that, so we are going to close that. And now this is the control flow. So what control flow does is it contains more than one data flow. So these are data flows which are there. Lots of tasks will be there in the control flow, and there will be a task from beginning to end, and the control flow controls all the tasks. Actually, right now we are dealing with the first task, that is data flow tasks, and we will select this task. All these tasks can be used. Right now we are going to deal with the data flow task, so we can double click in the data flow task. So once you double click the data flow task, the task came, and you can rename it by just clicking it, or otherwise you can double click it so that we will go inside the data flow tasks. So while double clicking it, we went inside the data flow task. At the same time, the toolbox also got changed, because now we are not seeing any task. We are seeing the transformation, the source, and the destination. So source means, okay, from where we are going to get the input. Transformation means, okay, with that input, what we are going to change, or what we are going to clean, how we are going to clean the input. That is a transformation. And the destination means, okay, after cleaning the input, where we are going to place it. So these three things will be here. So first we will be taking a flat file source, and we are going to get the txt file for it. Now if you go to this folder, we are having an input file txt file. If you open the file, you'll be seeing the first name, last name, and id. This is the input we are going to give, and the output we need to store it in a text file itself. So you can create a text document and you can name it as out. No need of doing anything, just create it like that so that we can choose the output and give it here. Now this is the input we are going to deal with. This is the input we are going to do the transformation. So we can go to the flat file source. You can double click the flat file and you can link the flat file using a connection manager. You can create new connection manager. So once the flat file connection manager editor pops up, you can create the name here. So you can browse the name here. Actually, you can go to the path where the input is there. You have to select the input because this is a source and you need to open it. So if the first row in the input file is the name of the column, you can select it. Otherwise you can change of this selection. If you want to preview whatever input is there, you can select and preview it. This is the first input we are going to use it, and we have the first and the last name and the id, and that is it. If there is error, that is for the different class, because if there is an error, we can redirect it to some other process. So first we can preview it. This is the one, and you can select OK. Now the next thing is that we need to do the transformation. For transformation, you can go to the transformation here, and these are the advanced transformation what we need, but we are going to do a simple transformation, that is derived column transformation. We are going to create a new column with the existing column. So we can click and drag it here, and we need to connect these two. We need to connect this flat file to the derived column transformation with a precedence constraint, and these terms and all we will be dealing with another videos. And this is the one, this blue color connection is going to be the one which is a successful one. At the same time, there is a red connection also. This is the error one. So we are not going to deal with this right now. We are going to deal with the successful output. So this flat file has been connected with the derived column. So now when we double click the derived column, we will be getting all the column names in that derived column list. These are the three column names which we used in the flat file. Now we need to create a new column. So derived column, especially it is used to derive a new column based upon the columns which are there. We need to derive the full name from the first name and the last name. So we will write it as full name, and the expression we are going to use is no need to write. We can just drag and drop here first name, and here lots of operations are there, mathematical functions, even string functions, date functions, everything are there. You just need to drag and drop. Now we need to concatenate the first name and the last name. So we will use that plus symbol, drag it here. Next one is the last name. So now we got the new column name here, and we can simply click OK. So we have done the transformation. Now we need to select an output destination so that we can view the data what we transfer. So you need to be so careful because this is the source. In the source also flat file source is there, and in the destination also it is there. So you need to choose very wisely and carefully and get the flat file from the destination, and you can drag and drop it here. And now the same way you need to connect with the flat file destination. So you can take this success and you can connect with the flat file destination. So just connecting, it doesn't mean everything is fine. You need to configure this destination also, because we need to give a flat file to the destination. So you need to go to the connection manager, and here you can select which kind of file you need, whether it is a delimited file or whether it should be a tab file. So we are going for delimited there, and you need to select the output file. So of course we have created already an output file without any data. So this test file we will be selecting it. And here also you need to be very careful because column names in the first data row. So if there is a column name in the first data row, you can select it. Otherwise the name won't be shown. And if you want to preview it, you can preview. And the next thing is that is a important thing, that is the mapping. You need to map the columns from the input and the output. So automatically it will be mapped. There will be sometimes when mapping won't be happen. That time you need to just select the name and you can select it and select the mapping itself. Otherwise you can just drag and drop it here itself. Now automatically it just taken all the column names and it has mapped automatically. So that is fine for us. Now it is okay. So now it is time to execute it. You can select the start button for executing. Otherwise you can just right click and execute task. Basically this is a small task, so we can do it like this way itself. Otherwise you can go to the control flow and you can just right click here and you can select execute task. So we will be inside the data flow itself, and we will right click and we will click on execute task, and the package got executed and you can see here when it gets executed without any errors, the green tick will be displayed, and we can see how many rows it got affected. 6 rows it got affected for the right column, and finally everything got, all the 6 rows got affected to the output also, and everything is green. If any problem is there, you will be getting a into mark with a red symbol here. Then we'll be able to find out what is the problem. If you want to find out what is the problem, you can just click here and it will go to the design mode. Now all our operations are being done. We can go and see in the folder what about the out. So this is the input folder, which input file which we have given, and we will see the output file. And yes, the output file got displayed, and this is the output file. This is the one which we tried, full name with the derived column, the first name and the last name together. So this is one simple transformation or simple project we have done using this SSIS. In the coming days, we will be dealing with the SQL Server, and we will be dealing with much bigger transformations. Hope this was an interesting video. Have a nice day.